pouring the cash up there. We're just branching out.
Yeah.
So, it is. We have a full training room now. When I started, we didn't really have one. It's just expanded. And we have 2 locations here now. Yeah, very good. Ready to go. Probably initially, I'm sure that the person I report to now, I think she's going to
Okay, it's time to get started. I'll call the special meeting of the Lawton Water Authority to order. Please call the roll.
Hankins. Harris. Chapman. Burke. Hampton. Fortenbaugh. Johnson. Warren.
Quorum is established. Business item number 1, consider approval of minutes of the Lawton Water Authority, a special meeting of May 10, 2022. Motion for approval and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item number 2, consider and take action with respect to a resolution of the Lawton Water Authority, the borrower, approving and authorizing the CWSRF loan from the Oklahoma Water Resources Board, the board, in the total aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $45 million, approving the issuance of a promissory note or notes in one or more series in the total aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $45 million, secured by a pledge of revenues and authorizing its execution, approving and authorizing the execution of a loan agreement for the CWSRF loan, designating a local trustee, and approving and authorizing the execution of a trust agreement, approving and authorizing the execution of a security agreement, ratifying and confirming a lease agreement, and as amended pertaining to certain water, sanitary, sewer, and refuse systems, approving various covenants, approving and authorizing the establishment of a project cost disbursement fund account, and containing other provisions related thereto. Rusty.
This is the same item that came before the authority the last meeting, and that we didn't have enough people here to vote on. This is the loan for $40 million of the loan is for the wastewater treatment plant phase 1 project. The remainder of the loan is for water meter replacement. Since water meters do fall under both clean water and drinking water, it is a better interest rate on the clean water side, so we're using that. It has a contingency amount in the loan request. Estimated that we will not need all of the money, but based upon the current bids that are being received, we felt that we did need to maintain a contingency in the loan approval for that, and it won't be used unless the bids come in, which council will be addressing the bids when we do have those. The bids are expected to go out on the wastewater treatment plant in late July, and so we're looking at this loan will probably not go to closing until probably August, September time period to support that phase 1 project. The water meters, we would close that loan at the same time to avoid dual cost for closing costs, and it will be a shorter life of payoff on that part of the loan, but it is being paid for by the enterprise fund utility rates. This is on the phase 1 project, current estimated cost is $61.5 million. After July 1, there is some new regulations that are coming along that provides us some opportunities that on the Build Back America plan that we may be able to get part of the loan forgiven, loan debt service forgiven under the Build Back. And this is the process they're going to use on the water and sewer. Is you qualify for a loan, you do the loan, and based upon certain criteria that if you meet all that criteria, then you can get some debt forgiveness. So that's what we're working toward, is to have this loan qualify under the Build Back America debt forgiveness. So that would be borrow the money, but we get a lot of it written off. That's our goal.
That'd be good. Council, do you have questions, discussion, or a motion?
Mayor, Council, I'd make a motion that we approve resolution to be numbered later.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion or debate? Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item number 3, consider and take action with respect to a resolution of the Lawton Water Authority, the borrower, approving and authorizing a Drinking Water State Revolving Fund, DWSRF loan from the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality, ODEQ, in the total aggregate principal amount not to exceed $33 million, approving the issuance of a promissory note or notes in one or more series in the total aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $33 million, secured by a pledge of revenues, and authorizing its execution, approving and authorizing the execution of a loan agreement for a DWSRF loan, designating a local trustee, and approving and authorizing the execution of a trust agreement, approving and authorizing the execution of a security agreement, ratifying and confirming a lease agreement as amended pertaining to certain water, sanitary sewer, and refuse systems, approving various covenants, approving and authorizing the establishment of a project cost disbursement account, and containing other provisions related thereto. Rusty.
Yes, the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund is administered by the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality and working in conjunction with the Oklahoma Water Resources Board. This loan right here basically is to support the construction of Cash Road water line, the 36-inch water line on Cash Road, approximately 10,000 feet long, and also 15,000 foot of 12-inch water line on the south side of Cash Road, going all the way. The total project will range from Fort Sill Boulevard to 67th Street. So it's going a long way. And along the south side from Sheridan Road to 38th Street, we're going to be also replacing and building the 6-foot side pedestrian pathway and sidewalk along that area with the project. The second part of this loan is for a water meter, is for the SCADA system. SCADA system is the supervisory control and the data acquisition that runs our water system, elevated storage tanks, pump stations, and water treatment plants, both plants. That project, this one right here, will be done in 2 loans. The SCADA system is currently advertising, and with a bid opening of June the 14th. And we're qualifying $5 million of it for that SCADA system. The estimate is, with engineering, is only $4 million at this time, but we're qualifying $5 million. This loan has to be closed before July 1 because of some languages that is used in the Buy American, and we're having to close this before then because they don't have the language that we can incorporate in those bid documents. So we're needing to close that part of the loan before July 1. After July 1, the larger part of the loan will be closed when that project is ready to start advertising and bidding. Current estimates on the water line construction is $25 million, but we do have a contingency in that to be able to, with the pricing, market pricing. And so that one will also, that larger part of that loan will also qualify under the Build Back America scenario that we're trying to qualify.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Council, do you have questions, discussion, or a motion?
Council, I'd make a motion that we adopt this resolution to be numbered later.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion or debate? Please vote. And the motion carries 7-0. Do I have a motion for adjournment? Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Harris. Chapman. Hampton. Fortenbaugh. Johnson. Warren. Hankins.
Okay, so the meeting stands adjourned. We'll have a little bit of a break here as technology transfers our recording before we start the next meeting.